poverty, famine, mental illness, war. In a world full of pain, suffering, and Marvel movies, a beacon of hope emerges from the darkness. RGB. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Be the change of a 5-volt addressable case fan." I'm paraphrasing. You see, RGB doesn't just improve your frame rates or keep you up at night when you refuse to turn off your PC because that makes you gay. It heals nations, unites enemies, and humbles software developers. RGB can't see color because it is color and can't see. My friends, today we honor RGB with a glorious build that looks like every pre-built at Micro Center. This PC will be spoken about until the end of the video. Peace and love be to all of you. May the Force be with you, and may God bless America. I know that sounds like the end of a video, but this is the beginning. It's the start of the video. Before we continue, this video is brought to you in part by CDKeyOffer.com. So I have 3 desktop PCs that I regularly bounce between, and all of them are running activated copies of Windows from keys that I got on CDKeyOffer.com. I've used many key sites in the past, but CDKeyOffer is the only one I've never had an issue with. I've never had a bad key, I've never had to call customer service, I've never had to email customer support, and I've never had to activate Windows over a phone, which is super fun. Right now you can get a Windows 10 Pro OEM key for around $22, but wait! Add it to your cart, use the 25% discount code BW20 at checkout, and the price drops to just $16.93. Buy Grabthar's hammer, what a savings. To use your new key, just go to your purchased orders from the drop-down menu to view and copy the key once you get there, and then paste that key into the Windows activation page. Voila! You've got an activated OS that's also eligible for a free upgrade to Windows 11. Alternatively, you can skip the upgrade and buy Windows 11 Pro directly using the same code BW20 to snag the OS for around $23. Activate the key using the aforementioned steps and get the full Windows experience easily and affordably. Thanks again to CDKeyOffer.com. Now back to the main video. We're doing a fairly high-end build today. Not the highest-end build you've ever seen, but it's still pretty swanky, okay? We got an AMD Ryzen 7 7700. It doesn't have the X3D, but you know what? It's still got 8 cores, 16 threads, and it's a pretty damn good gaming chip for not having an ounce of RGB. I've already unboxed most of the parts here, but I did leave the CPU completely boxed because it's just such a nice experience. I think it's one of the best, if not the best computer part to unbox. Because if you think about it, the CPU is potentially the only part of a build that you never see again once it's installed. It's kind of like meeting a beautiful person for the first time, and the second you shake their hand, they go, bye! Obviously, the beautiful person in that metaphor is me! We got such a nice board on our hands. It's the B650 Aorus Elite AX Ice, baby! Wait for the drop, here we go! When you guys install a CPU, do you remove this first or do you use the ejection lever? There's only one right answer. It's a pretty slick board, I say. We got a DDR5 memory support here. I love how they actually painted the ends white, the little latches. Usually even on like a white or silver board, these are still black. Even the AM5 brackets are white. Wow. VRM heatsinks are chonk-a-lonk in a good way. And we got another big fatty on the chipset. Our GPU slot is PCIe Gen 4, but then we have a Gen 5 M.2 slot up here. I believe the 2 under here are Gen 4 there. Look at that I.O. man, you got the Wi-Fi 6E built right in there. The USB and the USB-C 10G and the 2.5 gig LAN, that's a good one. They're a nice kind of creamy white PCB. Look at that. Ooh, that's kind of gray on the back there. Don't like that as much. But the front looks beautiful. Take out this M.2 heatsink. This board is chromed out, boy. Thermal pads are delicious. Our SSD is the W Black SN770. We're NVMe PCIe Gen 4. It's a 1 terabyte. And it looks like Gigabyte's made this installation very easy for the one-handed legend. Not that he needs the help, but it's appreciated. Welcome to your new pad. Get it? Because it's a thermal pad. Mori. G-Skill, Trident Z5, RGB DDR5, 6000 speed. We got 2 sticks, 32 gigs in total. Whoop, whoop. These sticks are fire. Cooler is the Antec Symphony 360 ARGB, 360 160mm radiator. We've got addressable RGB as the name suggests, including addressable RGB fans that are also PWM, although we won't be using these instead. We'll be using the Antec Fusion. These are a bit more primo. They still have RGB, but around the ring as opposed to the blades themselves. I do like my white sleeved cables on my white fans. I do. And it also comes with a controller with PWM and 3-pin 5-volt connections for up to 5 fans. I think the 5-pack was like $50. That's $10 a fan. The other fans are like $40 a pop. It's crazy. I actually got 2 5-packs of these because our case that we're using today, which we'll talk about in just a minute, has a lot of fan mounts. I got more case fans than YouTube fans. Got the back plate and standoffs mounted thanks to the handy dandy manual, although there was a bit of rough English translation going on here. Thankfully I have Lyle on speed dial. Ain't no pre-applied thermal paste on this board, so we get to do it ourselves. Yippee! It's time to grease the beast. Don't you forget about me. Goodbye, CPU. I'll never see you again. I actually won't ever see it again because I'm giving this build away. Did you guys enter the giveaway yet? Enter it. Enter it. Link in the description. Go, go, go. And this one's semi-international, so if the winner drawn is from the US, they get the build. And if they're international, they get a cash prize of 1,000 USDs nuts. That actually matches pretty nicely. Look at that. Boom and boom. I didn't even plan that. God, I'm good. Ow! Too bad we're not going to see that once the GPU's in. Usually, I'm not a fan when white AIOs come with silver screws, but in this case, they actually match perfectly with a super silvery board. I like it a lot. And these anti-noise and vibration pads are super thick. Juicy. Give me that rubber, baby. Our chassis is the Antec C8. It's a brand new case from Antec, and I'm very curious about this case. Doesn't it look a little familiar? All right, let's address the elephant in the room. Obviously, this looks very similar to an O11D, as do many cases from many brands these days, not just Antec, because why not? The O11D is an amazing case. What I'm more curious about is what does this case have that the O11D don't? How does it differentiate itself? In a world of O11D clones, is there still room for innovation? After taking a good hard look at this case, I can confidently say, yeah, they've done some things differently, and some things I actually really like over the O11D. But let's rewind a little bit and get back to the basics here. Now, this is considered a full tower case, which means it's actually closer in size to an O11D XL than the standard. In fact, compared to the XL, the C8 is slightly shorter, a little wider, and they're very similar in length. Obviously, we get that nice wraparound view with the front and side glass panel, but notice there's no seam here, as there is on the O11D. Look at that nasty seam. I can't even see it. Where is it? Obviously, there's the O11D Vision now, which has edge-to-edge seams for a front, side, and top glass panel. But what if you don't want a top glass panel? What if you just want a little more airflow? And that's what we got right here, a nice fine mesh top panel. I really love how fine and open this mesh looks. So some builders might actually consider this design the best of both worlds, with an unobstructed view from this side and total airflow at the top. I personally dig it. I think it's a really nice sweet spot between aesthetics and performance, and I don't feel like I'm really sacrificing one or the other. Front panel, no. Top panel I/O. We got a reset button, USB-C, 10 gigabits per second, 2 USB 3 Type A ports, combo audio jack, and a power button. Oh, it feels nice. Show me what you're working with on that back side, mama. We got a 120/140 fan mount right there, cut out for the motherboard I/O, power supply, ATX size of course, 8 expansion slots, and we have 2 tie-down points with included Velcro straps if you want to cinch down all your cables so they're not sticking out the back like a hedgehog. Absolutely love the right side panel. It's just mesh, bro. It's just open mesh. It's so nice. Obviously, this is a huge benefit because we got side fan mounts, which we'll go over all the radiator and fan support in just a minute, but let me just pop this off. Everything is push pin, by the way. Push pin on the sides, push pin on the front, push pin on the top. Let's go. Let's go over fan and radiator support. We already covered the back. You can fit a 120 rad there too. As far as fans go, we can fit up to 10 fans in this case. How many 120s can you fit? 1, 3, 3, 3. 140s? 1, 3, 3, 3. Radiators, 120. 360 or 280, 360 or 280, 360 or 280. Oh, I almost forgot, you could also mount 2 160 fans at the top or bottom. How you like them apples, baby? So there's a lot of possibilities here, and you just have an insane amount of clearance for thick-ass rads. You can do push-pull at the bottom or the side, especially because you have tons of room behind here. Now, you might have noticed on the bottom how freaking open it is here, too. Obviously, you get the removable dust filter from the front. It goes all the way, the whole length, baby. Look at that, what a dog. But it's just so open, it's just the mesh filter. That is awesome. And there's plenty of clearance beneath the case for intaking air. I'd say maybe about 1.5 inches there, baby. You're looking pretty good. And I believe these outermost holes are for mounting the 160mm fans if you're so inclined, and then the other strips are for 140s. For a 120 situation, you just pop this guy in instead. You remove 4 screws, pop him out, and then this bracket closes the gap a bit more so the 120s fit just fine. Apart from that, you got plenty of cable grommets to fondle your way around and a large CPU cooler cutter. Moving to the back, baby. Air duct partition. It separates the rear chamber into 2 halves. With your power supply, cables, and drives on one side, and the airflow situation and fans and radiators on the other. That way, if you're exhausting hot air, you're not getting your power supply and drives extra warm, and if you're intaking cool air, you're not sucking up hot air from these motherfuckers. All the front panel cables in white, love to see it. Velcro straps, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, also in white. Plenty of room back here. There is so much space. Look at this, we got a little SSD tray. You can fit two 2.5-inch drives right here, a nice little tray with a thumb screw, and there's another one hiding up in the rafters. 4 SSDs in total there. You got a cage for 2 3.5 inches. Woohoo! I'm gonna sit up now and build. Nah, I'm just gonna build. You know, if I was in the Beatles, they would have called me John One-Handed Legend. I just now realized there's actually a functional reason to not have a pillar here. It's not just an aesthetic thing. Look at how much more open it is for building. You can just easily access things. There's nothing here obstructing your way. You just get a wide open view. I feel like a gynecologist. Oh, we did it again. Charlie, tell me your baby. Come on, motherboard. 360 radiator installation. Takes so freaking long, feels like constipation. That is looking nice, Jerry. Oh, this build gonna be bad. I think we need some more airflow in there, baby. Moving right along here, we have Antec NE1000GM in white. 1000 watt power supply, ATX 3.0 ready, and PCIe Gen 5. 12 volt high power cable right there. We will be using some Lee streamer extensions though to make things extra RGB beautiful. I just realized this unit has a 10-year warranty. That's a little better than the PSU we used in the last video. Does anyone know what time it is? It's GPU time! It's the Gigabyte Aero OC 16GB RTX 4070 Ti Super. Hell yeah, Shadow Gigabyte for this amazing card. Oh, it's so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. I just love it. Oh, I love it so much. Still got that peel, huh, baby? Why don't you slip into something more comfortable, sweetheart? I really do think this GPU is the perfect fit for this build. The white and silver accents are just popping. And that ain't blue. It looks blue, but it ain't. It's just an illusion. In my humble opinion, the only thing that looks better than this is this. So I've added an item to the list. It's this thing. I've never used this before. It's a vertical GPU bracket from Cooler Master. Vertical graphics card holder kit. V3. It's actually pretty cool. Here it is. It comes with a PCIe 4 riser cable. I wonder if they have a version 5 by now. Maybe they will eventually. But you can move the GPU forward and backward if you want it a little bit closer to the tempered glass side panel for some stupid reason. And then you can also shoot outward and make the GPU go more in the middle of the build. So we're gonna play around with it and see what exactly looks best. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 expansion slots tall, which should fit perfectly fine. Just squeeze through here. The wheels on the bus go. Ah, come on, baby. Give daddy a kiss. I think I'm gonna keep the bracket right about here. I kind of like it a little bit more towards the back so it lines up with the motherboard. Let's see if one-handed lad John can pull it off. Yeah, he's a one-hand man. All we gotta do is install our streamer cables, do some cable management, and we done. One thing I did want to mention about the case though that I forgot to say earlier, it's actually very affordable for what it is. Very impressed with the price point of I think 130 USD, which is $100 cheaper by the way than the O11D XL. I mean, I guess they gotta find some way to make it appealing when the O11D's been on top for so long, and that's a hell of a way to do it. I gotta say, the savings on that is ludicrous, which is why I was able to spend $120 on 2 cables. I wanna die. Winner, winner, chicken streamer! And just like that, the build's done! Let's see if it turns on. Oh my God! Let's go ahead and take a look at performance though, shall we? I've got Resident Evil 4, the remake, fired up right now. I've pretty much dialed it in. We're at 4K right now. It's kind of a blend of high and max settings. Ray tracing is enabled, and that's set to high. Super resolution is off, so this is just straight 4K, or kind of a dark scene. It's not going to be a great representation. Just shy of 100 FPS. I just remembered I hate playing this game without sound, because then zombies sneak up on you out of nowhere and it scares the shit out of me. Okay, now that we're in the village, a lot more textures and geometry going on here. Dipped a little bit, we're in the 80s. The game looks very pretty. I know it's kind of hard to see on camera because it's so dark, but what the frick? Oh yeah, I forgot about this part. I forgot about this part. I feel like, oh my God. See, this is why sound is such an important element of this game. I just hate everything. Doggy, no doggy. I know I have a gun, but Leon should carry some steaks on him. You know, just some Omaha steaks in the back pocket. What else is going on over here? Let's see. We've got 61C on the GPU. That's mighty chilly. And I was actually running the heater in this house not too long ago. It's been probably about 30 minutes. Ah, damn it. Come on, Leon, watch the road. CPU temps are looking very nice too. 53C. We're pulling about 150, 160 watts. Oh, sorry. No, that's not power. That's percentage power, not watts. I forgot to put power on, or wattage. Let me see if I can actually bring that up. Okay, that's more like it. All right, we're pulling around 280 watts, 280 to 290 watts just from the GPU alone. And then another 50 to 60 from the CPU. So that's what, 340? Yeah, roughly 340 watts. Ah! Scared the shit out of me. Damn you ugly. Oh God, okay. Oh Jesus. Oh, that was a nice headshot. Gee, oh, son of, okay. I can't do this. I really need sound. I'm about to have a panic attack. Give me some of that CP, baby, that 2077 sauce. Let's do it. This is a really great title, as always, because it taxes the CPU and GPU very nicely. We're going to take a look at both components and how they're performing. Well, let's make sure VSync is off. Full screen, 4K, and graphics. Let's do ray tracing. Why don't we just do ultra? And pretty much high on everything. Almost maxed out. Ultra, high, ultra. But let's not do DLSS just yet. I want to see how we do natively. As expected, it is a little rough. Oh, ouch. I just got hit by a truck at 28 frames per second. Double whammy. I mean, the game looks spectacular, but obviously that comes at a pretty heavy cost to our performance. The ray tracing effects are off the charts right now. You can see reflections everywhere you look. It looks even better at night, in my opinion. Obviously, this isn't very playable, though. So let's see what we can do with a little bit of DLSS. How about we do DLSS on quality? We're going to use DLSS ray reconstruction as well. Frame generation. We have DLSS 3 on the 40 series, on this 4070 Ti Super. Why not use it to the fullest? Come on, what do we got here? That bumped us up right to 60. Our frame rate seems locked right now though, right? Seems like VSync is on somehow. I think that got turned on in the process. Ah, max frame rate was set to 30. Let's crank it up to 240, see if that makes a diff. There we go. That's a lot better. Yes, that puts me in the mood to steal a car that is unlocked with an idiot driver who forgot to lock yeah, you're an idiot. You just lock your cars, you dummy. That'll teach her. Yeah, so now we're getting a nice smooth 70, 80 FPS. I will say certain things are a little dulled, just like some of the reflections aren't quite as crispy, and maybe some of the edges are a little bit smoother than they were before. But overall, the game still looks beautiful. GPU temps are looking around the same as they were in Resident Evil 4. We're still getting around 60C. CPU temps have crept up maybe a little bit, 58C. I can't remember what they just were, but thermals in the C8 are very impressive. I had the slightest concern when mounting the side fans as exhausts as opposed to intakes, thinking that maybe we would see slightly warmer temperatures, but that clearly doesn't seem to be an issue here. There's just so much airflow going through this case, regardless of which way it's going. I know that creates negative air pressure, and that's bad, but the fans look better this way. You can see the RGB, it's shiny. Make sure you enter that giveaway. Follow the link in the description below for a chance to win this amazing PC. One of the most stunning builds I've put together in quite some time, if I do say so myself. Pads on the back to me. In case you're wondering, I did add up the total cost of the whole PC, which came to around $2,350 USD. A hell of a prize to be up for grabs, so make sure you enter that giveaway. Good luck to all y'all. And in case you're interested in any of the parts that we use today, like the Antec C8 or the RTX 4070 Ti Super, I'll put links to everything in the description below. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Toss a like on this video before you go. Get subscribed for more tech content on the way, and I will see y'all in the next video.